Okay, so in this video I want to talk about the Revolutionary Army and the Yonkos in One Piece. And yeah, let's start. So we know that the Revolutionary Armies are a group that are against the world government and specifically the Celestial Dragons, because the Celestial Dragons is a corrupt power that have human slavery and all of this kind of really do really corrupt things to get power and money and other things for very horrible thing to do what they do. So yeah, we obviously with the Jonkos too, the emperors in One Piece, is that they are the most powerful pirate federation armies, you can say in some ways, in comparison to other pirates. But the Yonkos have lots of pirate under them, like high pirate crew under them, so they control, and they have different kingdoms that they rule, and so on. So they have tributes from other places, like Big Mom had before Monkey D. Luffy destroyed. Take it from her was the Fishman Island. She get lots of tribute. Also, the fishermen pay candy to Big Mom as to that she leave that place alone. So that was one of the places. And Kaido's obviously have Ogineshima have Wano under his grip as his domain. And obviously the only Orochi was just a puppet for Kaido. Kaido just used Orochi to get weapons from people close to the world government, like very technical weapons, and obviously the Queen make like toxic weapon that they use in this kind of thing, and obviously with the fake devil fruit to build like to have different animal trait of power. So, and then obviously that is the Yonkos, and we obviously Shanks. With Shanks we know very little about. One speculation here about Shanks is that Shanks works for the world government, that he is specifically work for the Celestial Dragons, and that is the reason why why world government have so long avoided an attack from any of the Yonkos besides Whitebeard, obviously. So that is just my speculation here, that the Shanks works for the Celestial Dragons and so on, work for them. And obviously then the interesting thing here, I think, with this video is that when the world Revolutionary Army, that they just focusing on the world government, they don't focusing on the emperors. And the interesting thing here is that if they have a side plan for if one of the emperors, for example Blackbeard or some other of the emperors, start to attack the Revolutionary Army, because you have to understand that the Revolutionary Army are not pirates. They are not world governments. They are a standalone faction that have a totally different agenda from the pirates. They have, I think, that in some ways have more similarities with a ruling power than a pirate crew and this kind of thing. So, and that also makes, for example, because Monkey D. Dragon is Monkey D. Luffy's father, so that also makes it very interesting, because Monkey D. Luffy, obviously Monkey D. Luffy have never met his father in person, and he only hear from, for example, from Nick and Robin, different things and so on. But we don't know exactly how the Revolutionary Army have planned for a side attack from one of the emperors and the world government, because what I think is a possibility here, if that the world government and Shang's gonna do a two-front attack against the Revolutionary Army. So almost maybe people kind of think this is crazy idea, but I don't think that Blackbeard will be the one that attack the Revolutionary Army. The person I think will attack the Revolutionary Army that really fight against them will be the red hair pirates. They're gonna fight with the Revolutionary Army against them. So with all of this I have said in this video so far is that we also have to understand when the Revolutionary Army fight against the red hair pirates and the world government, what will happen. There's lots of speculation in this video and lots of this kind of thing, but really here is important to understand here. So long the world government have power, the world will be gonna be the same in the One Piece world. So if the revolutionary, or if Dragon gets power and Dragon take control in over this place, like in control, you have to understand here that the Revolutionary Army is very similar to the world government. The only differences here, the big differences, is that they are from a poorer, or some of them, not all of them, but some of them are from like more a different like hierarchy system than many of the high-ranking people in the world government. Obviously, I mean the 5 elders and celestial dragons, and also the 5 elders is one of the most highest ranking celestial dragons. It's very obviously so when they control, obviously, it's important to understand. What I think will happen here is that Monkey D. Dragon will be a bit similar to the celestial dragons, and I think this is just my speculation here, and is that I think Monkey D. Dragon is using his revolutionary army for his benefit, for him to get power. I don't think that Monkey D. Dragon really sees his comrades in Revolutionary Army as really his friend. I really don't think. I think that Dragon sees his members more as a pawn in his game, like a tool to his game that he will use to get power, and I think I also said that before. I think Monkey D. Dragon is Rock D. Sebek, that they are the same person. Yeah, this is just what I think. I think they are the same person. That they just, because if we look at obviously the Revolutionary Army and the Rocks Pirate, both of them was a group that the differences here is one is a Revolutionary Army and another was pirate, but the thing that makes them similar is that both of them was very against the Celestial Dragons. They really want to dominate that. Specifically, Rocks want to be king over the world, and obviously Monkey D. Dragon don't say that, but Monkey D. Dragon want to defeat the Celestial Dragons. He don't say that he want to defeat the emperors. He said that he wants to overthrow the world government. So if somebody say like this, they have to have some back plan for their statement of this planning for just choosing to attack the world government. I don't think that Monkey the Dragon and his revolutionary army just gonna come there, defeat the Celestial Dragons, and then sail home again and just leave it as that. I don't think that will be. I really think that when Monkey the Dragon and revolutionary army, that he will gonna take power. And other thing that is a possibility here, what is maybe sound crazy now, what it can is absolutely a possibility here is that Monkey the Dragon obviously, maybe that sounds maybe too crazy, but the thing anyway, so we know that the highest the highest of them all in a world government is him. That is the highest of all of the members in the world government. That him is the same person as Monkey the Dragon. I know that sounds very insane, and if that is the case, they're always going to have some very good explanation for it. Because when obviously that's gonna maybe predict what I'm saying, because I'm saying that Monkey the Dragon planned his revolutionary army to attack the world government. So all of this, obviously that maybe sounds too crazy and too flimmy. But the other thing obviously can be with this whole speculation is that if maybe is maybe more likelier than that Monkey the Dragon is him or Monkey the Dragon is Rock Disabek, is that him is Rock Disabek. Because the only thing we know in the battle in the Guards Valley is that Goldie Roger and Carp was fighting against Rock's pirate and Rox, and they say that Rox was defeated. But one thing can be here, that Rox was never defeated. That is just was a lie, because the world government was that one of the members. If we go to the Rox pirate, if we forget now that that I say that Monkey the Dragon is Rock Disabek, I still think that in some way that he can be connected to Rock Disabek, or he is Rock Disabek. But if he is not Rock Disabek, and Rock Disabek is him, and that Rock Disabek and him are the same person. And then when, for example, that Vegapunk was one of the members, for example, we say as example, was a member of the Rocks Pirates, and we know that Vegapunk have created the pacifistas, like people that like are human but they're still bits of robot, and him and when Rock Disabek changed his name to him and take the place, and him and Vegapunk create like a false copies of the world of the five elders, but more like a robots to control the One Piece world. That him always have been Rock Disabek, and only reason why the Marine think Rock Disabek is dead is because him have tell the five elders, and five elders have tell other members in the world government to spread that lie to the world, to make the, because we know that the five elders in the world and the world government are extremely corrupt. For example, Law's family was his country was put to genocide because they have very rich minerals. So we know all of this. We know that all of them. So there's a two big possibility here. Is that one is just, remember, this is just my two speculation here. That nothing is confirmed in any shape or form. this is just speculation here. So what you hear, if you believe it, then you believe it. If you don't believe, then you don't believe it. But I just want to say it again. This is just my prediction. I don't say that is the case or not. I just say that it's just my prediction here. So if we say that, so two speculations. One is that Monkey the Dragon is Rock Tissebeck, or him is Rock Tissebeck, and Vegapunk was one of the members of the Rocks Pirates, because one of them, because he obviously, because Monkey D. Luffy have Frankie as his scientist. He's like working with machines, and Vegapunk is obviously much higher rank, much more developed than Frankie. And so we know that we have the 5 scientists. We have Vegapunk, Caesar Clown, and Queen the Plague. We have in the One Piece world, and I think when you have this powerful pirate crew as a Rocks pirate, you don't are successful just because you have power. Just because you have a powerhouse in your crew. You are successful because you have a very intelligent organization. For example, obviously Sanji's father was also a member of the famous scientists to make like the robot machines, and obviously the world government gonna have them as allies when if they fight in the Revolutionary Army. So if the Revolutionary Army have nothing to do with Rock Tissebeck, I have heard in some way. I really think, if I totally should be honest here, I really think that Rock Tissebeck have some connection. Maybe he is the father, or he's the same person as Monkey D. Dragon. I really think that was. I don't know why I think that, but it's something that tells me that they are the same person. And all of this kind of thing. But obviously the One Piece world is really big, and there's lots of different connections and so on in the One Piece world. Yeah, with all of this, obviously that, for example, if we just go to a totally different thing in One Piece, we go to, for example, Queen. And Queen right now working for Kaido. He's his left hand of the All Stars. And Queen, the interesting here with Queen, obviously we know that he's one of the famous scientists, but we don't really know why was the reason for why he joins the Beast Pirate. What was the background for it? Why was it that he's not working for the world government instead? So all of this is very interesting, how the world government really plans their recruitment of people, and why they, for example, why a person like, for example, King, and all of them is very interesting. King and Queen, for example, King backstory, who is King, and like there's so many things that makes the Beast Pirate, for example, if we go to talk about the Beast Pirate, makes them very interesting. For example, beside the Oni and this kind of thing, also that obviously that Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom, Golden Lion, Shaki, John the Silver Axe, all of them was ex-members of the Rocks Pirates. So that makes it very interesting about, for example, about Kaido, Big Mom, that they was one of the most infamous all-star pirate crew in the One Piece world, and we obviously they are. If you really think about it, if you think about, for example, Big Mom, and you have Big Mom and her devil fruit and her background, and you have the cake island that she ruled with, like, all of the other members that in her crew that have a devil fruit use some kind of sweet power, like candy, for example, Sparrow, Mochi, Katakuri, all of these kind of different things that are sweets, like candy sweet, a sugary thing, as powers in their crew. But Big Mom don't have it. Big Mom's devil fruit is not with candy. Big Mom's fruit is to take souls from people and put that soul from a living object to turn a thing that is not a living object to life with her power. So that her power is very, very, very different from people in her crew. And you think, for example, with Kaido's power is similar, because his power is a mythical creature, like a big eastern dragon. And his crew member, like for example, his all-stars are ancient Zoan, like Mammoth, Pteranodon, Brachiosaurus, other Ceratops, other types of dinosaurs, and saber-tooth cat, and so on. So I think it's always possible when you think about the emperors, that the emperors don't need to have similar power to their crew. So if the crew are one type, do not mean that the emperor are the same. For example, we don't know what power Shanks have. We don't know what kind of, if he have a devil fruit or not. If Shanks do not have a devil fruit, that means Shanks is the only emperor that do not have a devil fruit, if he don't have anyone. But nothing is not, we don't know yet. We obviously gonna have hockey, armament hockey, conquerors hockey, and so on. Obviously he have to have some types of hockey if he gonna be emperor. You don't gonna be a person without any power or without any devil fruit if you're gonna rule the sea, if you not have a very, very good diplomat, a very good political connection with very high power. But if you miss that line of power connection with the world government, then you are in big trouble, because then you cannot defend yourself. I think what I can say, if I can say like this, if Shanks have a devil fruit power, what I think that power will be, that it's gonna be something very special, like something special. But I can say what I cannot say what I think, that if they're gonna be a mythical Zoan or a paramecia, or specific special paramecia, or a Logia. He gonna have something very special if he have a devil fruit. This is the only thing I can say for certainty, if he have a devil fruit. Shanks. A reason why Shanks is so popular between the emperors, and obviously the fans that like the emperors, is because he's very mysterious. Like many people that really love his manga really have a big interest in mysterious characters like Shanks, Itachi. Now I always forget his name in Bleach. Bakuya. Probably say his name a bit wrong here, but for example, him. All of them are characters that many people like, because they are similar in some ways. Like if you look at Shanks, you look at Itachi, you see similarities with them. Like this is character going to be very popular. And obviously, yes, as I said before, in chapter 1027, in the end of that chapter, we see a part of King's face, like the forehead and somewhere here. and obviously his clothing looks similar to Shira of the Rain and Douglas Bullet. Obviously King is not Douglas Bullet, but I think that what I said before in my other video is that King, I think it's possible that King is a female, and that female we have seen before somewhere, and will have some connection with Sorrow. I think it's a possibility. I don't know how, but it's maybe some connection. Yeah, and this is really everything I really want to say about this talk in One Piece. And obviously it's gonna be very interesting when we come to that kind of arc with the Revolutionary Army and the world government, and obviously the Blackbeard Pirates, and really knows more about them. Like this is now it starts to be very, very interesting in the One Piece world. That really makes it interesting because all of the connection, like for example Pizarro, all this kind of thing. Is Pizarro, was he an ex-member of the Beast Pirate? Yeah. So next review will be on Friday for chapter 1028. And I really hope that we're gonna have a continuation with the battle between Sorrow and King, and know more about King and this kind of thing. And I think the final battle between Monkey Luffy, Momonosuke, and Yamato will be in chapter 1000. Will be 1030. 30 will be, I think, it's the final chapter with Kaido's defeat, and then Momonosuke and Momo will, I think, defeat Yamato Orochi. These two characters will be the one that defeat Yamato Orochi. I don't think they're gonna cut off Yamato Orochi's head. I think what they will do is that they will somewhere trick him to drink some kind of rice wine, and Momo will put one of her candies, if you can call it so, in the drink. So when he drink it, he will be under Momo's control, and I think that is the way how they will defeat him. So that obviously, in the story, when the samurai, when they defeat Yamato Orochi in the Japanese mythology, that they trick Yamato Orochi to drink lots of alcohol, and then was like to trick him to drown in some kind of oil and something like that. I think that was the story with how they defeat Yamato Orochi. Yeah, yeah, this is the thing I want to say. Okay.